Hey, soil sisters and soil brothers, we back in the kitchen. So we've been growing these tomatoes this year. So what are you gonna do with all your tomatoes? Some people make tomato sauce. Some people make a salad. Well, I do a couple of different things besides that. So I make salads. Make tomato sandwiches. I give them to my grandbaby, the little tomato baby. But this is some other alternatives I have to preserve them. So what I do is I slice them, and then I take and I put them in a dehydrator or in the oven, and then I'm gonna caramelize them. This brings out the natural sugars in them, and you can do a couple of things with them. What I do is I will puree this and make soup. It makes really good, tasty soup. Or I will puree it and make like a tomato paste and put it up. And that's something I didn't take out. Let me get my tomato paste. Now, if you're into canning tomatoes, you can do this, but this is tomato paste made out of all those tomatoes that I roasted. So what I did was I not only put tomatoes in here, I put garlic and onion in, and I roasted the garlic and the onion with the tomatoes. And my God, this is so good. This does not taste like that canned tomato paste where you got that little metal tinge to it. You can break off a piece, as you can see I've done it already. And you can make soup out of it. Like I said, you can make sauces out of it, whatever you make. I'm from Louisiana. We like courtbouillon fish with the tomato sauce. This is the stuff. Anyway, anywho, this is what I do. No rhyme, no reason. I cut my tomatoes in slices, and I put them on my dehydrator rack. If you don't have a dehydrator, you got an oven, you can take and do this in an oven at about 300 degrees. This is what I do. 300 degrees. You put them in for about 2 hours. You're going to check them in on the first hour, because depending on how you sliced it, that's going to depend on how they caramelize. Now, some of them did get a little bit over caramelized, but they're not burned. But they'll just give a nice robust flavor, like those tomatoes that you buy in the can, those fire roasted. Well, that's been fire roasted. So anyway, I take this, I put it on my sheet. I add a little olive oil. You just be generous with the olive oil, because you're going to mix it up. Now, I do put the garlic on the sheet with it, but this time I'm not going to do it. It's up to you. It gives off an amazing flavor. This is my master blend. This is some seasonings that I blend up that I use all the time. You can use salt and pepper, whatever you like. So I just take that. I sprinkle that over the tomatoes. All right. And I just kind of make sure the oil and stuff gets all over the tomatoes, the seasoning. And then I run them through my dehydrator. And sometimes I just bake them. So this will go in the dehydrator. And then when it comes out of the dehydrator, after 2 hours, you're going to get caramelized tomatoes like this. And I'm telling you, once you do this with your tomatoes, you wouldn't want to do anything else. Now, if you want to can them, of course, you can take and chop them up and strain them and do all that kind of stuff and put them in jars, whatever. I have not learned how to do that. I will learn how to do that, but until I do, this is my method. And also, I have left them in the dehydrator long enough where they're like little tomato chips. You know how you buy that expensive jar? Let me see, I have one. I'm going to show it to you. Sun-dried tomatoes, okay? This is the same thing. All over the counter, but this is the same thing. Anyway, so you would take these and put them in olive oil, and it would be the same as this. And I think I paid like $5 for this jar some time ago. And the olive oil will preserve them. And the smell is amazing. It's just, it's so good. So this is some other things you can do with those tomatoes besides making sandwiches and making salads and a tomato pie. You can do a tomato pie too. So that's all for now regarding using the tomatoes from your garden. Thank you so much, my soil sisters and my soil brothers.